This is Pastor Tim coming to you again from Central Texas, the Methodist Church in Bend and Lomita, the small country churches who are doing a big ministry. We've got a great heart for Jesus and a great heart for the Methodist Church. In fact, if you ever want to, you're not attached to a church, you want to join a church, just let us know. We'll be glad to even have you as a remote member. No requirement in terms of any financial thing, just to be part of us. If you're watching, you may enjoy what we do. You may watch us on Sunday morning. But we've been doing parables, and we're talking about the lost sheep. The lost sheep is a parable that everyone would understand. Remember, parables are a window into God's nature, a window into heaven. And so Jesus tells stories about things that people understand that gives them a insight into what they cannot see and cannot particularly understand. So he said, if a man has 100 sheep and one gets lost, what man would not go looking for that sheep? Well, the real answer is nobody. Nobody would go looking for a sheep. When you've lost one and you've got 99 left, you got to keep the safety of the 99, and the one is probably a nuisance anyway, runs off all the time. So you just let it go. You figure that's an acceptable loss in your production, in your business, but God doesn't think that way. The man leaves the 99 and goes and looks for the one. That one is precious enough that God goes looking for him. And when he finds him, he comes back and he celebrates. By feeding your neighbors in the celebration, that uses up all the profits that you made by finding the one sheep. So God cares that much about each person individually that God will go to extreme measures to make sure that sheep is in the flock. That's what really the story of Jesus' life and death and resurrection was, God going to extreme measures to indicate his love and to retrieve all the sheep he could into the fold so that they would be saved. So that's a parable of the lost sheep. It's ridiculous. It's illogical. But God's love is illogical because it's so extravagant. And the grace is so freely given that you go looking for the lost sheep. It may be rambunctious and maybe mischievous, maybe rebellious, but you put it back in the flock. So that's where it can stay alive. That's its best chance of survival. That's where life really is, safe with the shepherd. The other parable that's paired with that is the parable of the lost coin. The parable of the lost coin is kind of interesting because one thing, it's a woman looking, not a man, so that God even has the feminine side, the loving, nurturing side. But the woman has 10 coins and loses one and begins looking for the one. Not only does she begin looking, she lights a lantern at night and she sweeps the floor and she goes to extravagant ends to find that one lost coin. The suggestion is that the 10 coins are actually her bridal price, so she can get married. There's a dowry that's supposed to be given in marriage, and if she doesn't have the 10 coins, she can't get married. That may or may not be the case. Jesus doesn't mention that, but it's the extravagant looking for the coin that's important because she never gives up looking. And then when she has the coin, she throws a party, invites all the neighbors to celebrate. So that makes sense if it's for the future wedding, keeping our options open in the future, but it's also just because the lost coin is found, and she's so happy she wants to bring her neighbors in to share in the celebration. That's how God does with us. God comes looking. God doesn't leave us out there by ourselves. We're not on our own in the universe. God comes looking. God sends His Son. God sends the Holy Spirit. God comes and tries to share life with us and to draw us back into the fold so that we will be safe, that we'll be valued. That coin, when it's out laying on the ground, has no value. It's only a value when it's in the hands of a person who knows how to use it. So the woman knows how the value of the coin and how to use it, and so that's why it's held on to, and that's how tightly God holds on to us. I hope that's a good word for you today. We'll see you next time.